Hi everyone, this is our August block. It's block number 8 in our Block of the Month challenge. If you're not already participating and you'd like to, just check in the description under this video for a link to our Facebook group called Stitch It with Cricut. Okay, so if you followed along with the Design Space file or used your maker to cut out the pieces, this is what you'll have. You will have cut out 4 light rectangles and 4 dark rectangles. To prepare to assemble your block, you're going to sew 1 light and 1 dark together. Press your seam towards the dark side, and you will have 4 like this, 4 total. So we'll put that aside. You're also going to see in the file that you have the pieces to make half square triangles. And if you've been following along on this block of the month, you already know how to make half square triangles for sure. By the way, my fabric is yellow dots, but the camera seems to wash out the color. So you're going to have 4 half square triangles. We do them by sewing a 1/4 inch on each side of the diagonal draw line and then cutting straight along the diagonal draw line. And we have 4. But in this project, we only need 3. So we're going to take 3 and put 1 aside. Don't throw it away. Keep it, because you never know what's coming. Or if you decide to make a second block like this, you would only have to make 2 half square triangles and add this one in to be your 3rd. So don't throw it away, keep it on the side. You'll also have 2 4.5 inch squares, 1 light and 1 dark. Okay, so let's lay out our block in rows. So we have a half square triangle on the top row with the dark facing down and the light facing up. Then we have the 2 rectangle with the dark facing down and the light facing up. Then we have the solid light square. Next we have the 2 square with the light facing in towards the right. And you want to follow this assembly exactly to get the correct shape of the correct layout of the block. Now we have a half square triangle with the dark pointing up and the light pointing down. That's very important. And then we have the 2 rectangle square. Again, the light pointing towards the right. So you can see this pattern here. You need that pattern for the square or the block to turn out properly. So dark down, full light. Dark on the left, dark up, dark on the left. And our bottom row, we're going to do the solid dark square. The light pointing up with the 2 rectangles, light pointing up, and the dark pointing down. And there you can see the plus sign in the middle of your block. You have the plus sign. So that's exactly how you want to lay it out. You want to be sure to do exactly that. If I reverse anything, I've lost the pattern. If I make a mistake on one square, the pattern's gone. So you definitely want to lay it out correctly. Pay lots of attention to how you're placing the squares. So now I'm going to go ahead and sew my rows, starting with the top, then the middle, and the bottom. So let's get that done. Okay, we can see the top row sewn together. And you can see that I've pressed my seams towards the center on the top row. I'm going to assemble the middle row, and I'm going to press my seams towards the outside. We are doing this when we press so that we can nest our seams easily. I'm sure you all know how to do that now, if you didn't before. And please make sure to do a lot of pressing. Make sure that you press super well, because that's so important to getting your seams nice and straight and your block looking terrific. Okay, as mentioned, our seams are pressed towards the outside, and this will line up nicely. And I should mention that if you see anything a little wonky, I apologize. My good machine is in the shop for servicing, and I'm using a little starter machine that I have hanging around, and it's not always sewing as evenly as it should. So we'll do our bottom row, and on the bottom row, once again, I'm going to press my seams towards the inside. And we're all set. We have our 3 rows assembled, and now we're going to do the final steps to assemble our block. We're going to sew our top row to our center row. You want to make sure that you nest those seams. Make sure that they're nice and flat and batted up against each other, one going in each. You know that you've done it so many, a pin in them just to hold them in place. And I'll remove my pins as I sew. You don't have to pin if you're comfortable with just butting them up against each other. So we're going to sew the top to the middle and then the 2 pieces to the bottom. So let's go ahead and get that done. Do a great job of pressing and nesting the seams. Once again, we're nesting our seams. We'll get them nice and straight. And as I mentioned, I'm having a little difficulty with the little sewing machine that I'm using, but we'll get this done. I wanted you to have the August block. So this is my final seam. We'll give it a really good press so it looks gorgeous, and I'll be back to show you how it looks. And here it is. You can see I'm a little off. Sorry about that. I can't wait to get my good machine back. So this is your plus side block. You can see the plus in the center. So you want to be careful that you really lay your squares out the way they're supposed to go. I'm not going to trim my block until the end when I've done my whole year of blocks, so that I can trim everything to the identical size. I look forward to seeing all the blocks that you've done. Once again, if you want to participate and you're not in the group, you can check the link in the description below this video for where you can join us. I hope you'll enjoy this video, and thank you for watching.